Yeah. Uh, Online students, everyone can hear me. Online students, is my voice is loud and clear? Okay, guys. So let's start the session. Uh, Before starting the today's class, Hmm, okay, uh, just uh, we wait for 5 minutes so that others also will join. Yeah, yeah. Let's wait for 5 minutes, guys. We start. We start. 6:10. Just 5 minutes. Everyone can hear me. Guys, could you please confirm? Uh, yeah, done. Now it is clear, right? Okay. So, in the last class, we discussed neural network, how neural network design. We have discussed the design of the neural network. Plus, how second one is how neural networks works. Okay, neural network works for both classification and regression projects works. Right now, here how the neural network works. As we have discussed in the neural networks, it is first it will calculate the epoch. Epoch means nothing but iteration. Epoch, another name of epoch is nothing but iteration, or which is also forward propagation, one forward, one forward propagation plus one backward propagation plus one backward propagation. A combination of these two is called as epoch. One forward propagation and one backward propagation. And whereas one forward propagation, nothing but you are going to calculate the what are the weights are there. You are going to calculate the sum of Wxi plus B. What are the sum of Wi xi plus B? And you are going to send into the activation function. So this overall will be in the within the activation function, right? Now, what are the activation function you are having here? There is some activation function, and within the activation function, sum of Wxi plus B. Calculation, forward propagation means calculating up to RMSC. For regression projects, calculating RMSC. For classification projects, calculating the one forward propagation. What is meant by forward propagation is calculating, calculate, we are going to calculate the RMSC, one RMSC value, one time RMSC value. One propagation means one time. Calculating the RMSC for overall data, not for single record. Now, RMSC will never be calculated for the single record, for overall data. Calculating the RMSC for overall data. Okay. This is for regression projects. For regression projects, calculating this. Whereas for classification projects, we are going to calculate the misclassification rate. Misclassification. What is meant by misclassification rate? Means nothing but which are wrongly predicted. Which are wrongly predicted, only those records. How many records are wrongly predicted? So here also, how much error we have got? Means literally we are focusing on the how to reduce the error. First we'll calculate the error and we'll reduce the error. Instead of increasing the accuracy, if you reduce the error means automatically it will increase the accuracy only. Indirectly it is doing the same. So calculate the misclassification rate per classification projects. What are the classification projects are there? Calculating the misclassification. Now what is back propagation then? Back propagation means coming back and updating the weights. Come back and update weights. Update the new weights is called as back propagation. So it is going to do the forward and backward. Every time it will calculate in that way. And finally, it will store the final weights at the end of the all epochs. Okay, at the end of all epochs, or once all epochs are completed. Once all epochs, how many epochs are there? That many epochs are completed. Once all epochs are completed, at the last epoch, whatever the final weight is there, whatever the final weight it has, okay, it will store. The final weights will be stored at the last epoch, after the last epoch, okay, after the last epoch. What are the last epoch is there? After the last epoch, the final weights, what are the weights are there? The weights will be stored. And these weights only will be used for prediction, which will be used for future prediction. For future prediction. Okay, so like this. Now, as a small example wise, so here let's take an example like this. This is the data set, and let us do the project today. Let's try to do the project, complete project also in today's class. Now, here I am having the some data, something like this. This is the data, guys. Now, what are the data I'm having here? Okay, this is my data. So now what are the data I'm having here? Okay, that is temperature, pressure, humidity, and vacuum. Now let's take a four input. These are all the input values. Sir, first, how you know this is input and this is output? Means because based on the business problem, they'll ask us to predict the energy based on the other parameters. So whatever they're asking us to predict, that is going to be the output. Remaining all the parameters will be considered as input. Now for this particular problem, I'm going to have the four neurons as my input layer, and I'm going to have like this, my output, right? First I'll take the weight 1, 4, weight 2, 3. Example, I'm writing numbers, guys. Even decimal also will be there. Just I'm taking as an example now. Okay. Now first it will take the first value, and it will these four values will be taken, and it is going to estimate the y hat. So y hat will be estimated for the first record. Second four records will be taken. Again y hat will be estimated. Next four records, again y hat. Like that, for every record y hat will be calculated, and from that it will calculate the y minus y hat, and finally it will calculate the RMSE. Done. Epoch 1 was completed. Now it will come back. Not epoch 1 was completed. Forward propagation was completed. Now it will come back and it will update the weights. So now earlier the weights are this. Now it will change the weights to something like this. Now again it will calculate the same process. What are the epoch 1 it has done? Same thing will be done with the new weights. RMSE calculation. Again forward propagation. Next, again it will come back and it will update the weights. Like this, it will finally update the weights. Assume after final updation, like this 100 times are done, or 100 times completed. Finally, after the 100th time, here the value is 100, here the value is 50, here the value is 0, okay, something like this. Or this value is 0, this value is 10, and this value is 50. I'm having something like this. This is the final one. After completing all the 100 epochs, this is the final one. Now, after 100 epochs are completed, now still the RMSE, after even 100 epochs also, the RMSE is, for example, 20. I got 20 as the RMSE. After 100 epochs, not starting one. After 100 epochs, this is the final weights, and this is the RMSE of 20. Now, now for the future data, how it is going to predict? For example, here I am having the temperature of 20. This value is 1030, and this value is 40, and this value is some 50. Now, what is the future value? Means now this model, what are the final model is there? In the final model, final weights are there, right? Now these values will be substituted here. So 20 into 100 plus 1030 into 0 plus 40 into 10 plus 50 into 50. It will calculate like this. Now, what are the value you have received here? That value will be the predicted value for the future data. Point is clear? So final weights, what are the final weights and bias will be there? Some bias also will be there, right? Obviously. So what are the final weights and bias is there? Using the final weights and bias only, we are going to predict for the future data. Future will be predicted with these values. Everyone is clear? Yes or no? Understood or not? Till now. Now let us do one project. Everyone, please come for me, guys. Anyone has any questions, miss, please ask. After the 100 epoch was completed, remember this, after the 100 epoch was completed, what are the final weights are left? That final weights will be considered and the model will be stored. And what are the model is there? This we call it as model. Sir, what is meant by model, sir? Model means nothing but this one. Here, what are the final weight numbers will be there now? Without values, no input values will be there. Only weights will be there, and along with this b value also will be there. So this part is called as model. We call it as model. So model, what it will store? Weights and bias. What the model will store means only the weights and bias it will store. Here, if it is perceptron model, it will have like this. Okay, if it is perceptron model, it will have up to only limited weights and bias. One only. If it is ANN model also same. So in your entire model, the weight numbers, what are the weights and biases there, it will only be stored. Everyone is clear? Now, Leela is asking how these weights will be updated. The weights will be updated automatically. No manual. No manual you are going to do. It will do automatically. As earlier, if you remember, 2w plus 5 is equal to 10. In this, w is called as weight. How this weight you are updating? How you are changing the weight? Trial and error process already I told you, na? How you are going to do? Same thing. Here also it is going to work in the same way. Same logic, same pattern. Every time it will check the what is the predicted value and how much error is there. If I reduce the weight, how much error you are going to get. According to that, it will adjust the weights. Understood? Understood? Now, let's get into the project, guys. Now, so to do this project, so just I'm trying to open the Jupyter notebook. Okay. Now, in this Jupyter notebook, just I'm going to take the ANN model. Yeah. Yes. Same. Kernel initializer is the same. Everyone, now you will get the complete clarity by seeing the project, guys. So just I'm restarting the kernel. To execute these ANN, that is neural networks, the library which we are going to use is called as TensorFlow. The library name is TensorFlow, along with that Keras. These are the two libraries. So to install the TensorFlow, okay, here you have to write the pip install. By default, it will not be installed. Okay, so you have to use the pip install TensorFlow and execute, and it will be executed. So within the TensorFlow only, Keras is one more library within the TensorFlow only. It is also available within the TensorFlow only. So now what are the Keras is there? Keras you don't need to install separately because by default when you are installing the TensorFlow itself, it will be installed. For Keras, what we have to do is upgrade. Pip install upgrade Keras. Upgrade Keras means it will be updated to latest version of Keras. Right? Everyone is clear till now? So please install these two libraries first. Now, coming to the next one. Okay. Now, for every project, as I told you earlier, steps involved in the project. Everyone are having that paper. Could you open that, please, for today's class? Everyone, could you open steps involved in the project? Yes, Sujan, you can do the same code in the Google Colab. 100% you can do. Next, Vamsi, could you please explain what can do TensorFlow and Keras and what is the use? So in the TensorFlow and Keras, these are the libraries. As we know, within the pandas, in the pandas, we are having the different functions. Okay, pd dot, and we have used the data frame pd dot series and pd dot something multiple, not one or two, multiple we have used in the pandas. Similarly, in the numpy also we have used the multiple functions. Similarly, how we are having the numpy and pandas. Similarly, we are having the additional libraries like sklearn. In this sklearn library, which is particularly used for the machine learning. So ML algorithms, everything are available in the sklearn library related to sklearn. Now, similarly, TensorFlow. TensorFlow means nothing but here we are having the tensors. What is meant by tensors means this one. The neurons are there. Na? I told you these neurons, connection, this. So these things, we call it as tensor. And the flow means once you give the connection, okay, it has to calculate in this way, whichever the connected neurons are there. For example, let's take like this. Okay. Now, this particular neuron has to calculate the only the weight, which is having the weight of this one and this one. So let's assume the weight number is 1, 2. So this neuron has to work only with the W1 and W2. The calculation of sigma WXA plus B has to be done only with W1 and W2. Whereas this is W3 and W4. This has to be done only with the W3 and W4. It should not take the W1 value here, or it should not consider the W2 value here, because this neuron was connected only to these particular weights. So which are the particular connections are there to calculate that one? The calculation they have integrated within the TensorFlow. In the TensorFlow also we have to use the functions only. Inside these functions are there, and TensorFlow functions and Keras. These are the two libraries where we are having the certain functions are available which are related to the neural network. Point is clear, Vamsi? Uh, Next. So here, okay. For Keras is same as TensorFlow. Exactly. Now, without Keras, if you are using only TensorFlow, means earlier we used to write the 100 lines of code. By using the Keras, what happened is, with the advantage of Keras, these 100 lines has been brought to just 4 to 5 lines. Okay, so they have upgraded. So in the Keras only, again TensorFlow also imported within the Keras only. So now, if you can directly use the Keras means no now. For example, see, defer, okay, add a comma b. Now inside that, I'm going to use the sub, okay, sub C comma D plus 5, which is stored in the E letter, written E. This is the one. Now, without creating first sub function, can we directly use the add function? For example, if I call the add function, add of 2 comma 3, it will be accepted. Yes or no? No, right? Because this inner function, what are the inner function is there? That one also has to be created first. If inner function was also created, that value will be used here. Similarly, for example, I'm using the import pandas as PD. As PD, I'm importing. I'm not importing the numpy. In the PD dot data frame, within the PD dot data frame, what are the data frame? Inside this dictionary, here np dot arrange. I'm using the np dot arrange of 6. I'm going to create one column name called as x and the values I want to give from 0 to 5. So I'm going to create one data frame like this. So PD dot data frame is the pandas one. Should I import the numpy to execute this code or not? Yes or no? Without executing the numpy, import numpy as np, is that it will be executed or not? Sir, already pandas was imported. No, sir. Pandas is sufficient means within the pandas, again, you are using numpy also, na? So obviously numpy also has to be imported. Understood? So similarly for Keras, only Keras will not work. So obviously for working with the Keras, TensorFlow is compulsory. Basically, we are going to use the Keras. But for Keras, TensorFlow is compulsory. Understood? Now, first, as I've told you, everyone to open the steps involved in the project. What are the steps? What is the step one, guys? Tell me, everyone. What is the first one? Business problem understanding. Business problem, or which is also called as in the bracket project. Project understanding. That is the first one. Our step one. Step one indicates this. Now, what are the business problem understanding is there? Okay. Now, here what we are going to do is predict. Our requirement is predict the wind energy. Wind energy based on atmospheric conditions. That is a business problem was given to us. So we have to predict or estimate the wind energy. Today, how much of wind energy will be generated based on the atmospheric conditions. Sometimes there will be sunny, sometimes it will be rainy. Okay. So solar energy, wind energy, all these renewable energies, it all depends on the atmospheric conditions. Outside atmosphere, how it is there based on that. So this is the business problem, guys. Okay, step one. That is a business problem where we have to estimate. Okay. Now, business problem is clear first, everyone. Now, okay, business problem is where we have to estimate the wind energy. This is clear. What are the atmospheric conditions? We also don't know. As of now, we have seen only step one now. Let's go to the second step. To go to the second step, what we require? Data. So within the second step, that is step two, in our project, our step two. What is the step two? Step two is nothing but where we are going to, in the step two, we are going to load the data from data source. Wherever the data is available, from there we are going to from data source load the data, and we are going to do the data understanding plus data exploration. Means column name along with their internal values by observing both of them. Both of them at a time we have to do for both of them. Okay, this is our step two. Now to load the data, I require the numpy and pandas. So first I'm importing the numpy and pandas. Then I'm going to load the data. What are the data I'm having? Now here the data is there where I have to estimate the energy. This is the energy where I have to estimate. Okay. Now these many watts of energy is getting generated. 446 watts. Okay. Based on the temperature, based on the temperature, based on the pressure, humidity, and vacuum. Sir, this is watts, kilowatts. How to know? So, whoever has shared you this data set, someone has shared you the data set, na? That person only. So, this Excel file, whoever that has shared you the Excel file, they will also share you additional one more document like this. That document would consist of in this way. So, example I'm writing here, energy data set, related to energy data set nomenclature. You will get this one basically. In this nomenclature, what will be there, miss? Whenever you receive an Excel file, this you will receive. In this, what they will write? Temperature. The column name is temperature. So they will say that what is the meaning of temperature? It is atmospheric. Atmospheric temperature means outside whatever the temperature you are having in degrees centigrade. Sir, how you know it is degrees centigrade means they will give the file I am saying now. They will give the file, this type of file. But you are typing in front of us now means here example purpose I am typing you. But generally when you are working in the company, whoever has shared you the Excel file, they'll also share this one. Point is clear? This we call it as nomenclature. Nomenclature. Sir, example, sir. Okay, let's go with one more example. Like I'm opening the Kaggle website. This is the website where we can get the multiple data sets. In this website, not only this website, multiple websites are there. I'll explain in the tomorrow's class where you first once our regular class was completed, then you are going to take additional data sets, right? I will explain. So, for example, here just I'm taking as an example of one of the data set called as Titanic as an example, guys. Okay, here I want the data sets. So this is the data set. Now here, if you observe, I'm having the data set. Files are there. Some files are available or something. Okay, let me. So here the data. See, in the data, I'm just downloading the CSV file. CSV file means literally it is equal to Excel file on it. Just I'm downloading. Okay, first it is asking me to sign in. Let me sign in. Okay. Now, so here what are the data is there? Just I'm trying to download the data. Now here is the data, guys. What you understood? Here passenger, ID, survived, P class, name, gender, age, SIBSP, PRCH, ticket, fare, cabin, and bark. Now tell me, guys, anyone, what is this project about and what is this, all these things? Anyone knows? If you view the data set like this, no one will understand anything. Instead of the data, for example, earlier, whoever has executed earlier, I mean, who are already familiar with some artificial intelligence or machine learning course and who are already having some idea on that, only those students can say this answer. But who are first time seeing this data set? In this class, how many of you are seeing the first time data set? Raise your hand. Now, within the students who are seeing the first time this data set, can anyone tell me what is this data set about and what is this about? Tell me. The students who are already familiar with ML or AI or something, and listening to other videos or YouTube videos or some other courses or something, you might be familiar. I'm not discussing about those students. I'm discussing who are completely new. Understood? Now, right? Now, so here, directly by seeing the data set, will not understand anything, guys. That is wrong one. Means because directly what you are doing, step one or step two. You have downloaded the data. After downloading the data, what you are simply loading the data. That is, what are the data set you have downloaded, you are opening. Means directly you are entering into the step two. Where is the step one? Without step one, if you open directly step two, then that is not the right one. So then automatically, sir, what to do, sir? Where to start, sir? How to do, sir? These questions only will be there. Some students will be more excited. Simply they will download the data and simply they will load the data. P.read underscore CSV and they will load the data. Up to that, okay. After that, what to do, they don't know. They only don't know what to do. Right? Now, so here for this particular project, this is another project test. Don't get unnecessarily confused. Just I have shown you how to download. Here, business problem first we should know. What is a business problem is whether the person has got survived or not. Whether the person who has traveled in the Titanic survived or not. Okay. Now, they have got the sum of the data, the persons who really survived, not survived, and remaining people. Sir, that is a some kind of accident type, right? Titanic can say an accident, unexpected one. How anyone can predict or estimate with that? Means point is very simple. They are trying to identify the pattern. Is there any pattern? Means as we have seen, some of you have seen the Titanic movie. Within the Titanic movie, okay, some of you, when you are going through the Titanic movie, there you have observed that the people, the in the within the Titanic movie, guys, not real, because I have not seen the real, I don't know about the reality. Just from the movie point of view, only I'm saying. In the Titanic movie, whatever they have shown to us, whatever the accident was happened at the time, they have given the priority for the high class people in the movie to save for and compared to low class people. Okay, who are low class means nothing but who are traveling under lower class ticket. Okay, they have not given the high priority for the low class ticket people. They have given the priority only for the high class ticket people, means whose ticket fare is very high. Like in our train journeys, also we are having the general coach, sleeper, AC, third AC, first AC, second AC. Like this, we are having now. Similarly, there also they are having the different cabins and different levels, everything. Now here we are having now based on that, is there any pattern who has got survived? For example, if you see the people who has got survived, in that how many people are having the high ticket cost? Is there any pattern behind that? Or is there any relation with the age? In the movie, we have seen first priority was given to the women, first priority was given to the kids, and high class people. These are the three things which they have shown to us in the movie. And we don't know. So, just here we are going to observe the pattern, and for the future data, we are going to estimate this would be happen. These people has got survived, something like this. Now, so the business problem is whether the person has got survived or not, based on the other parameters, whether the person has got survived or not, yes or no. Now here if you see the survived is the column name which is available, but internally the values are zeros and ones. What is this zeros and ones? Survived or not, I told you. Survived means yes, not survived means no. Which is zero, which is one, how to know? So here they'll provide us the nomenclature. This is the nomenclature. The survived means whether the person has got survived or not. Zero means no, one means yes. As I've told you, whenever the data was already encoded, it follows the alphabetical order, that is label encoding. Right? Now, P class. What are the P class is there? That is ticket class. So here, in this particular one, can anyone tell me, okay, as I've already told you, the business problem. Now, this is passenger ID. So every passenger, some row number. There is nothing difference in the passenger ID, row number, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Passenger class, first class ticket or second class ticket or third class ticket. Now, first class ticket is a higher ticket or second class ticket or third class ticket is higher. Means just if you observe their fare, automatically we will not understand. Okay, first class tickets first is comparatively more. So first class tickets higher is first class ticket, followed by second class ticket, followed by third class ticket. We can understand the order. How to check the order? Sometimes maybe first class ticket is lower, third class ticket is higher. Who knows? So we are going to observe the relation between the other columns. Next, this is P class. What is meant by P class? What is the full form of P class first? Passenger class. Sir, how you know, sir? That they have given here. Who? Nomenclature. They have provided a nomenclature. Now, in this nomenclature, okay, what are the data they have provided to us? Now, in this only, okay, we are having the name of the person, gender of the person, age. Obviously, these three we can understand easily. For that nomenclature also not required. That is general. SIBSP. What is meant by SIBSP? What is meant by SIBSP? In that two, one and zeros are there. What is this? Only one and zeros are there means no. Three also is there, four also is there. Multiple values are there. What is this basically? SIBSP means I don't know. It is like age. It is not like age. SIBSP is not like age to understand. It is not a normal English word, a general English word. Ticket I know. Ticket number, fare, cabin. What is meant by PRCHSIBSP? So in the nomenclature, they will provide like this. SIBSP means number of siblings. So this type of nomenclature they have to provide to us. Okay, and see clearly they are saying that P class, it is socio-economics status. First class is upper, second class is middle, and third class is lower. SIBSP means nothing but number of siblings, number of. So what is this hash? Hash indicates number of. Generally, we will write like this, no? Number of. This one we represent in the statistics or in the maths like this. Number of. Okay, so number of siblings by spouses. Siblings means SIB, spouses means SP. Like this, they have considered. Okay, they have modified like this, and number of parents by children and something, and ticket and everything. Understood, guys? So we have to receive something like this along with the data. Then only we can understand properly the meanings. Point is clear? Everyone, understood or not? Yes or no? Everyone, could you please confirm? Similarly, what are the data set you are loading and you are working now to understand the data understanding? So here you have to do the data understanding. Now for my data set, I have to do the data understanding. Means I should know the what are the values, I mean column names, and along with the column names, I have to know the internal values also. Then I'll understand. Data nomenclature is required with me, column names are required with me, internal values are required. Three things are required to understand properly. Sir, column name is there. No, sir. Can't we understand it? No, we can't understand. Not possible. Everything should be available. Okay, so first I'm going to take the total number of records are 9,568 with 5 columns. First, I'm going to take the columns. What are the columns I'm having? Temperature, pressure, humidity, vacuum, and energy. These are the columns. Column names, sorry, column names. Now, temperature. Within the temperature, what are the unique values? Means, okay, multiple unique values are there, dot, 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 something is there. So, multiple unique values are there, means automatically, plus that two decimal values are there, means it is a continuous variable. Okay, continuous variable, fine. What is temperature? Atmospheric temperature, which was given in the degrees centigrade. So, how do you know that this is degrees centigrade or degrees Fahrenheit? How to know? Means you have to get by using the data nomenclature. So in the data nomenclature, they will give that. Point is clear. Next, pressure. What are the pressure is there? So again, they will give the atmospheric pressure in pascals. So that units are also important. Let's see whether it is important or not. Let us go into that. Next, humidity. Similarly, vacuum. Now, what are the energy is there? Assume energy. Energy is there. This is nothing but wind energy produced. What are the wind energy produced? In kilowatts. Let's take an example of kilowatts. This is the wind energy. Now, so this is the data was given to us. Means here what are the values are there? Everything is kilowatts. Now for one value watt and for one value it is kilowatt means then it is wrong. Entire column is kilowatt only now. Column is kilowatt only now. So it is not a problem. One value is in watt and one value is in the kilowatt or something like this means then the data which is in the watts will be considered as outliers. Point is clear. Like example, salary. Salary of a person in lakhs. For one person, it is 8.5, 10, 12, 16, 6, 3.8. Something is there like this. This is in lakhs. For one of the person, they have given 5 lakhs instead of giving the like this. Now, 5 lakhs into lakhs. Obviously, for this data, it is going to become the outlier. These are all in lakhs already. Means everything is already divided with the lakh. But this value was not divided with the lakh. Basically, the 5 should be there, but 5 lakhs is there. It will automatically become as the outlier or wrong data. Right? Now, already we know how to identify the wrong data and how to clean the wrong data. Already we have discussed earlier with the multiple examples. Those examples application we are going to see today in this class. In this, whether outliers are available or any wrong data is there or any data cleaning is required or anything, whatever we have learned earlier, everything we are going to apply here. Understood, guys? Everyone, could you please confirm? Hmm. Okay. Now, after this data, once we are having the data with us, yeah, right? Now, so here each and every column, we are going to explore the unique values. So in this order only we have to do. First, we have to load the data. We have to understand the each and every column name meaning. Then we have to explore the internal values of the each and every column. Sir, for example, my data set consists of 50 columns. 50 columns or 60 columns or something like this. Then it will take more time, no, sir. Means okay, if you are having the 50 or 60 columns also, process is going to be the same. Only thing you are going to do is, here what are the column names you have got, list of column names, you are going to apply the for loop. For each and every column, you are going to check the unique values. One by one, one by one, one by one. But every column we have to do. Even 50 columns, even 100 columns, even 10,000 columns are there. Columns, not rows, columns. How many columns are there? Every column we have to do the same. Sir, but for example, data set consists of 50 columns. It will take so much of time. Who told it will not take time? At the same time, who told you that project will be completed in 1 day? No, right? Projects never will be completed. Whoever the freshers are there in this class, don't think these are your BTech project or internship projects, just bringing 1 day before to the HOD or something like that. Freshers, not for the experienced people, guys, only for freshers. You are assuming that projects means just completing, okay, execute. In 1 hour, everything has to be completed. In next 10 minutes, I have to submit to the HOD. This is not like that in the reality. Projects will take so much of time. Okay, right? Now, so here, what are the projects are there? First, we have to go with the each and every column name. What is the column names you are having? Temperature. You know what is the meaning of temperature? Done. Pressure. Okay. Humidity. Sir, I don't know what is meaning of humidity, sir. Then what you have to do? Research. What do you have to do? Research. Type in the Google. What is meant by humidity? How the humidity is related to energy? If humidity is high, means wind energy is higher, lower. Like this, you have to ask in the Google. Sir, asking Google and opening the Google in the company is the right one or wrong one means 100% every person will use in the office chat GPT or Google. 100 out of 100, everyone will use in the company. That we call it as research. At the same time, 100 out of 100, none of the person will discuss with others. What are the question you want to ask? Ask to the Google, understand yourself. Asking to the Google and understanding yourself is called as research. Asking to other person and getting the clarity from others is called as doubt.
Both is same only. If I explain the humidity, you are asking me what is meant by humidity. If I explain what it is called as doubt. If the same question you are asking to the Google and if you are checking this, it is called as research. Whatever you don't know, you are trying to learn. Point is clear. The difference is clear. So in the company, everyone will do the research and everyone will learn. But very less number of people will depend on the others by asking them doubts. That is very less number of people will do in the company. Point is clear, guys. So every column name, which are the column name you don't understand, first to open the nomenclature. What you have to open? Nomenclature. Nomenclature means which will be given to you in the notepad along with the Excel file. Open that. There something will be written. That something, whatever was written, first understand. No, you're not understanding. Just type in the Google. Similarly, vacuum. What is the meaning of vacuum? Check. So checking each and every column name, meaning, understanding is only called as data understanding. The more you understand the data perfectly, the more the clarity you get on the data set, the more easy the next step of the project. Some people, what they'll do is, okay, simply they'll load the data and directly execute, execute, execute. Without understanding anything, they'll execute. Their main intention is in the project code. Their main intention is writing a more number of Python code is called as project, according to them. Writing the Python code is not the project. Is getting the maximum accuracy for the future data is called as project. For the future data, not for your data. Your data it works, but for the future data it is not working. Means your project is thrown into the dustbin only. What most of the students will do is this is the common mistake. 90% of the students will. They will assume project means Python code. Okay, it is not Python code. It is how much more accuracy we are going to give in the future. So to give the more accuracy for the future data, first we should know the column names very clearly. Understood? At the same time, column name along with their internal values. Internal values also you have to observe. A combination of both of them. So you want to understand what is humidity means. First observe the humidity internal values. What are the humidity internal values are there? Copy and check. Check the each and every column name internal values like this. And after checking the internal values, okay, values will be something like this. Now you understand. For example, any categorical column is there, like gender. Okay, check the internal values, male and female and others. What is meant by others? Everyone knows what is meant by others. If you don't know, just type in the Google. You have to check for the category, you have to check for the column. Both of them you have to check. Everyone is clear? Now, let me show you one more data set. Let me cross check. How many of you will give the correct answer for this? The students who already know the ML also try. Now it is not a problem. Just let me see how much you can give the accuracy. Tell me. What is W? What is S? What is E? What is this? Uh, Whoever knows, tell me. For me, no problem. If you want, I can show you the column names clearly also. Give it a try. Seems as vector data. Okay. Others? Earlier, who has given the Titanic answer? Nah? Now give me the try. Same thing. So directly coming to the data set, this is the problem, guys. We don't know anything. So what is the first step? What is the first step? To before seeing the data to open this one, first you have to ask me the business problem. If I give the data set, what you will do? Throw into the dustbin. Nothing, there is no use. Along with the data set, you should know the business problem. Point is clear, everyone? Understood, guys? Don't only depend only on the data. If you simply load that CSV file, what you will do next? Without knowing what is the business problem, without knowing what is the meaning of this, you will simply execute the code and you will create the models and you will predict on the future data also completed a project. It is not possible in the reality. Okay. So for every data, we'll have the business problems. Okay, whether it is Titanic data or whether it is other data or this data or that data. Okay, so it's the same way here. You have to understand each and every column. And while observing the unique values only, you have to observe any wrong data is available. Okay, any wrong data. So for every one line of code, whatever you are writing here, from that, what you have observed in the output, what you have observed, you have to write a note in the markdown. Within the markdown, you have to write. Like that, how many cells we have to write, sir? For every cell, whatever you have executed in the program, other than import numpy pandas, what are the libraries are importing, other than that, for every cell, whatever you have executed, every cell whichever gives the some output, which cell will give the output. For example, this cell has given any output, bottom? No. This cell has given any output in the bottom? No. This cell has given the output in the bottom? Yes. What you have observed? Bottom output is there. What you have observed here? What you have observed here? The cell which has the output, for that particular cell, you have to write the what you have observed. Understood, guys? Done. Uh, okay. Okay. Observe any wrong data is present or not. How you have to observe any wrong data is available or not, miss? As I've told you, to check the internal values, unique values. So what are the unique values are there? Which are the unique values are having the wrong data type or something different value or something that will be considered as wrong data. Now, for example, let us take here. Basically, I have loaded this data set only. And let me modify this value to something SRK here. And let me click on the save. Okay. Now again, I'm loading here. One more time, let me load. Now can you see here SRK? There is a wrong data is available. Now let us cross check how to check the wrong data. So first temperature. I'm starting with the temperature. Now what are the temperature you are having here? Just I'm using the unique values. Just I'm observing the unique values. Here you can see clearly SRK is there. Sir, here I have not observed properly, sir. Then you write here one code. What is the code is? Nothing but which are the values other than int or float. Why int or float? Because temperature will be in the number format only. No? Number means int or float only, right? So with other than int or float, which are the records are there, it has to be separated. Now here I am having the SRK. There is a value called as SRK. So where is this value? Let's identify that. How to identify? So I'm writing the condition. What is the condition? df of temperature. df of temperature is equal to SRK. Where all the SRK is available. So I'm just extracting the data based on the condition. So what is the index number here? 2. 2 is the index number. So dot index. So 2 is the index number and where I'm having the SRK. Now, either I'm going to replace. How I'm going to replace? So simple, df dot log, and inside the log, I'm using the 2. Row index number is 2. What is the column name is temperature. 2 comma temperature is equal to that value I'm going to fill with the original value is 5.1. Just I'm going to fill this one. Like this, you are going to fill. Point is clear? First, you are identifying the where is the wrong data. After identifying the wrong data, first you'll extract the wrong data, separate the wrong data, and you'll observe. First, you have to observe where the wrong data is there. And after the wrong data observation was completed, then you have to check, you have to ask the backend team that here something wrong is available or you're having the original data. If they have given some original data, that is 5.1 is the original data, means replace with 5.1. They have told 15.5, replace with 15.5. Whatever the value they have given, you replace. Sir, but they have not given any value, sir. Simple. If they have not given with the any value, means replace with the mean value. No, sir, I can't replace with the mean value. I can't take the risk. Then automatically accuracy decreases or something. Anyways, I'm having the 9,500 records are there. In that one record miss also not a problem. One record miss also not a problem. So simply I will drop. Okay, drop. How to drop? Already we have discussed in the class now. How to drop a row? How to drop a row we have discussed. Okay. So just you are going to replace or you are going to delete. Everyone is clear? Done, guys, up to here. So how to identify the already we have discussed earlier. How to identify the wrong data we have discussed. How to treat the wrong data we have discussed, and what to do with the wrong data we have discussed. Okay, done, guys. Guys, basically I'm not feeling well. Instead of canceling the class, at least I want to take for 1 hour class today. So I have taken up to here, and remaining things will continue from the tomorrow, right, guys? And one more thing, just basically just give me 1 or 2 days of time to reset my health. And after once my health was reset, I will take extra classes also for you on the weekends, even Saturday, Sunday also. Okay, we can utilize the maximum amount of time, and we'll try to complete this complete content on time, right? Once I'm normal, I will try to take the more classes for you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, guys.